Hi everyone. Today I'm going to answer one of the questions that every students and the teen, even the adults, asks. The question is this: why didn't God immediately forgive Adam and Eve at the beginning? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed how people rarely admit their mistakes? When some things go wrong, we often heard the same word, it's not my fault. They try to blame others for their own mistake. This reveals something important about the human nature. When people do wrong, they often blame others. For example, look around the world. Most parents blame the children, saying you are irresponsible. The children blame the parents, saying you will never understand us. Most of the teachers blame the students, saying they are lazy and sleeping in the class. The students blame the teachers, saying the lessons are boring and outdated. Most of the employers blame the workers for the poor performance. The workers blame the employers for poor salary and unfair treatment. Most of the government blame the citizen for breaking the rules. The citizen blame the government for poor system and the poor leadership. Most of the politicians blame the opposite party, saying that they caused the problem. The opposition blames the ruling party for their crisis and injustice. Most of the nations blame the other nation for war, economic problem, and the climate change issues. The other nation responds by blaming them back. The blame game seems to be everywhere. But this problem did not start today. It began at the very beginning of the human history. In the book of Genesis, chapter 3, Adam and Eve disobeyed by eating the forbidden fruit. After they disobeyed, God looking for them and asked Adam a simple question: what have you done? This was Adam's moment to admit the mistake and confess. But instead, Adam said, the woman you gave me made me to do it. He blamed Eve and indirectly he blamed God for creating the Eve. Then God asked Eve the same simple question. Eve said, the serpent deceived me. She blamed the serpent and indirectly blamed God for creating the serpent. No one took responsibility for their mistake. At that moment, God shows something very important about his character and his intelligence. God does not allow human beings to make mistakes and then escape by blaming others. Now imagine if God had simply said, that's okay, I forgive you, even though they refused to admit their mistake. Humanity might have learned that we can do anything wrong in this world and just blame someone else. That is very dangerous lesson, that we can do wrong and avoid responsibility. That is the reason God did not forgive the Adam and Eve at the beginning. Yet, in that moment, God gave hope. In the book of Genesis, chapter 3:15, He promised that one day the Savior would come and defeat the sin and evil. Thousands of years later, the promise was fulfilled through Jesus Christ. The lesson is simple: stop blaming others and come to Christ. What makes Jesus Christ unique is that in His presence, excuses disappear. You cannot blame others for your mistake. A true relationship with Him leads to humility, where you admit your fault, take responsibility, and receive His grace and forgiveness. So stop playing the blame game. I hope this talk give answer to that searching question. God bless you all.